Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Park. Yeah, it's about a virus that kills off all the adults, and then these kids are rivals, and they fight for to run this water park, or what is it, park? Yeah, it's an abandoned theme park, but they battle for control of it. I guess that's where they hang out. I don't know. It sounds kind of interesting, right? But only 4.2 on IMDb, but 123 people rated it. 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 1, 2, 4 after tonight. Yeah, right. So not a lot of people rated it. I don't recognize anybody in it. They're all kids, of course. So I don't know. I'm mildly intrigued. Let's see what we get. You know, and it's not long. It's only it says here. It's on Amazon Prime. It says here an hour and 16 minutes. I got it at an hour and 20. Probably with the credits. I don't know. Let's get into it. Let's find out what it's about. I'll give you a better idea. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Park. No check-in, obviously an hour and 20-minute film. What am I going to check in about? Normally when I check in, I tell you what the plot's about. Well, I can tell you this. The plot line that they have in IMDb is way off. I mean, I guess not way off, but it's not that. Let me explain to you what this movie's about. So, I really like these concepts, these kinds of post-apocalyptic, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. They're always kind of fun because it makes you think. And this is essentially all the adults, and I know this is right, all the adults have died. So there's once you hit puberty, that's it. There's something that happens to you, and you immediately, boom, that's it. And so first all the adults went, and then as the kids get older, they go, right? So as you can imagine, the entire population is going to be wiped out at some point. We pick up this movie right after all the biological adults have been killed by this disease or whatever it is, right? I guess. And it picks up, we're following a girl. She's our main character. I forgot her name. Her name's like, I don't know, something different. But anyway, she and another travel companion, they eventually stumble onto this amusement park where another girl is. Now, this sets it up to me. I thought the plot line was essentially two different groups of kids. One maybe owns the park, or you know what I mean, like kind of lives at the park. The other people don't. They want to take it over, or they both find it at the same time to come to battle. That is not at all that happens. So she comes. They're on their way. Her and her friend are on their way to try and find some doctor who they think might have a magical cure. But she stumbles across this park where a girl is, pretty much all by herself. The girl is not interested in a cure, not interested. She's interested in trying to turn this park around to make it the most amazing amusement park. There is a water slide. It's not a water park, though. There's an amusement park with water slides. She's trying to make that thing up again. And essentially her outlook is, let's make this the best place ever. And everybody will want to come here and hang out and enjoy this. Whereas, the other girl and the guy or the kid are trying to find a cure and trying to stay alive, So that's really what the story is ultimately about. It's not about groups of people fighting over a park. And so they show the backstory. They show the backstory of our main character and how she has developed into who she is now, more of a rough and tumble kind of, develops into a leader, but like a violent kind of leader. Whereas the girl who owns the park just wants to have fun. So I love all of that. I think that's a great idea. There are other aspects of this movie that you want to there's obviously the backstories. There's some other characters involved in all of this, which I won't go down that path. I think it's worth a watch. Now, one of the things when I was clicking on it, I saw just one thing. It said bad acting. Keep in mind, these kids are all young, right? I've never seen them before. And I always have a tough time with this. Is it bad acting? As somebody says, I'm not saying it is. Is it bad writing? Because I felt that there were certain situations where it didn't feel authentic, I guess. Now, is that the fault of I think in some cases it is, but is that the fault of the actor here, or they try and put too much on them? And I'll give you an example. Like I said, our young lead character is, like I said, rough and tumble, very foul language, you know, and trying to be really, really tough, whereas I don't see her that way. I get it, you have to be rugged to be out in the world on your own, especially before you become an adult, all that kind of stuff. But it was like, I don't know, felt over the top on me, and I feel that is at the part. I mean, sure, that's what they wanted to go with. I get it, but did they try and stretch it too much that made it look like bad acting? Or was no, that's the character we wanted to make. She just didn't act really well in that scene. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that didn't ruin it for me. I still, once I figured out what was kind of going on, and it wasn't all that, I found it a little bit more interesting. So, kind of enjoyed it, and wondering, like, I don't know, with a 4.4, are they gonna, you know, there's so much more. I mean, and you don't want to get into the Walking Dead, you know, and it's not like there were zombies or anything like that, so I shouldn't say that, but, you know, there felt like there could be a lot more storylines, as you can imagine, right? I mean, like, now this is a couple of different characters in one small piece of the world where they go to a park. You know, what's going on in the rest of the world with the rest of the kids? They have electricity still, somehow, some way. You know, so that stood out to me watching this, and, you know, I'm thinking, okay, this one girl, she's living in an amusement park. It's like, if you have electricity and stuff like that, why don't you live in a home? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know all of the, you know, the repercussions of not having adults. I'm sure everything's not perfect like it was. But I found that interesting, especially when I saw that there was actual electricity going on. So I think there's a lot of different storylines. Like I said, you could play off of this. You could continue this storyline. You can go a little bit of a backstory that gave a lot of backstory. Maybe there's more there, but I don't know. They did a pretty good job there, and I don't know. Fun and interesting. Is it, you know, the best film ever? No, but it's definitely entertaining if you like that kind of thing, and you can just enjoy the movie for what it was. And I don't know, if you're okay with either, you know, whether it's bad writing or bad acting or whatever, like, that doesn't bother me. I mean, sometimes when I see it ahead of time, now I'm looking for it, but you know, there's movies where you love good acting. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to have it, as long as you can get the point of what's going on. And I'm not saying it's bad acting. I don't know. I'm just referencing what other people say. I'm kind of backtracking on it, but I'm sure others might say similar type stuff. But I thought it was worth the watch. I enjoyed it. Very, you know, you think about all this. I like to think, like, wow, you know, young kids now have to fend for themselves in the world. Like, just think if I had to do that on my, and I'm an old man, but like these young kids, and they don't have the maturity, obviously, yet to go what's on. So it's like, there's just so much there. All right, there you go. Definitely worth a watch. I think, anyway, short film, fun. So I'm glad I caught it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you stayed with me. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.